Good afternoon. I'm Venita Jenkins, and today on Sunday Brunch, we're going to talk to C.S. Alexander about his new book, Looking for You, and get to know a little bit about C.S. and the motivation behind this new romance novel. So, we're going to start off with a quick question about what inspired the idea for Looking for You.
It really came from years and years of kind of an isolation, coming out of a separation. It was a long-term separation where the mortgage was underwater. I had to live in the finished room over the garage, and my ex-wife and her mom and my daughter were living downstairs. So trying to get back into the dating world, and you have to explain to somebody, well, we can't go back to my place because my ex-wife is there. Immediately there's the red flags of this dude is cheating, goodbye. So I knew I didn't really have a shot at dating for like 3 years. And so when I started thinking about who I would end up with, what was I really looking for? And then kind of getting the idea that maybe she's out there right now too, the one I'm going to end up with. And she's thinking about me. She doesn't know who I am, but she's wondering when she gets to meet me. And I started thinking, well, I'm not going to wait to start, doing nice things for her. I'm going to start painting her pictures and writing her letters. And then one day when I meet her, I'll give it to her. And so I did. And even the cover of the book, that was one of the paintings I did for whoever I was going to end up with. And so when I finally was able to get my own place, and again, the whole reason why I wasn't able to move out, when we bought the house at the height of the market, and then the market crashed, and we lost an extraordinary amount of value into the house. So neither one of us could remortgage the house into one name. And it's impossible to get an apartment or another house when you already have one mortgage on your name. So it was stuck. So, I'm still trying to figure out if it really was, someone out there that was kind of calling to me, but more than likely it was just a coping mechanism, a survival kind of mechanism. But truly, when I finally got a chance to start dating again, I started looking for this woman that I had kind of come up with in my head that I thought was out there waiting for me. The one I've been writing these letters and so that's why it's called Looking for You, because I started off in September of 2018 looking for this woman that I thought could possibly exist. And now that's not, as we went forward with the book, as I went forward with the book writing it, the goals, the idea behind it all started kind of changing and evolving. But truly in the very beginning, I'm looking for this woman that kind of kept me afloat in this very, very, very lonely days and nights for 3.5 years. So there we go.
So you took the idea of the letters and the paintings and decided this would be something that could be a romance novel. How did that evolve from, the letters and paintings to a 300-page novel?
Well, again, initially it was about finding this woman. And then I think as I got into the house and I bought my own place, and I think I started realizing that maybe this was a coping mechanism. Maybe this woman doesn't really exist. And then it became more of a chronicle of dating in my dating life. That's kind of where I started shifting and saying, okay, well, I'll use this more as my journey into dating, because I figured after a while I'd find somebody. I really hadn't dated in almost 20 years. So the idea of like, oh, we can go out there and find somebody, it's gonna be super easy. And anybody that's dated in their 40s can tell you, especially if you're coming out of a marriage, it is a nightmare. Because it's now a dating app world. Like you can't go out to bars. there's too many things that we know that can happen. It's hard to do those traditional things that we used to do. And so now it was, okay, well, this will be kind of a chronicle of that journey I was about to take. But you know, I know it wasn't just me, and I think that this is where the book really kind of shifted just from dating to the all-encompassing life of a single parent, because my daughter's there, and she's there the whole time. As far as like, she's in the house when somebody comes over or I go out somewhere, you know, I have to think about her too. So it's not just a story about me, and I think that's what hit me from the very get-go. And that's why the opening scene is, you know, at the Academy Awards, and the character, you know, he wins the award, and he talks to his daughter, and the speech is all about, you know, almost an apology to his daughter. I'm sorry that you had to go through this. You know, you are loved. And I think writing that first passage really kind of brought the whole sum of family into this, because it's not, when you go into dating and you're a single parent, again, it's not just you. You have to bring your kids into it. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to introduce your kids immediately, but you still have to keep them in the back of your mind. You see, you know, is this person I'm going out with good enough for my kid to be around? You know, is this person family oriented? Is this person, is there going to be chemistry between her and my daughter as well? And that started really kind of changing the entire outlook of the journey. I was, you know, like I said, I was born to chronicle this journey, but then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is a realization of what reality is, dating as a single parent in your 40s.
Yeah, totally different from 20 years ago.
Right,
because it's a package deal.
It is absolutely a package deal. And any single parent can tell you is like, you don't like my kids, you're out of there. So it's like, okay, now it's the same way. Mila is the most important person in my life. She always will be. And she's 15 years old right now. So any parent that has a 15-year-old, especially a 15-year-old daughter, can tell you sometimes you want to see if the exchange, see if you still got the receipt, and see if they'll exchange. No, I'll take store credit. No, we'll wait. But no.
Alexa, off.